Bonjour, hi. Welcome back, guys. Long time no talk. Today I want to talk about some of the news that we received regarding Season 2 and the recent Tekken talk. I originally wasn't going to make a video on this because I have a very large video cooking, another large video cooking about the jobbers of Tekken. I'm examining the whole roster this time instead of just 4 characters. So that video will come out very soon, within the next week or so. But I do want to update y'all just on how I'm feeling about the current state of the game, especially considering my previous video. So I want to start by giving a big thanks to y'all and just like the Tekken community in general. We hit 1K. Oh my god, turn up. Hey, yeah. Thank y'all. I feel like I just won a Grammy and became president at the same time. I work very hard on these videos and I'm the type of person who refuses to give my subscription to people unless they prove themselves to me. And I know a lot of other people are like that, so I appreciate the fact that you found my thoughts and my videos pertinent enough in your life to subscribe. I mean that genuinely. I also want to thank specific community members because even though that wasn't my most popular video, it was the video that created the most amount of community response. So I actually had quite a few people make video responses. So thank you specifically to Mike Hollow. He made an hour-long response to my video. I'm very appreciative of that. Also, a YouTuber named 2FlyMenace. I tried to find this video again because it was actually his first video on his channel. I actually can't find that video again and it's driving me insane. So if you're watching this, thank you for making that video. Ouais, je suis un francophone. Bien que je parle le français, je suis américain, je suis des États-Unis. Ma mère est d'Haïti, alors je parle le français et le créole et l'anglais. J'aime apprendre le français pour 5 ans, alors c'est moyen. Also, Chad the Third, Finty, Blackheart, I love all of you. I've been watching, I think, all of your content for a while, so I appreciate the very kind words that you left on my previous video. That being said, let's talk about Season 2. So Season 2 is coming in April. Everyone say boo on 3. I actually figured it was coming out in April because I did the math a while ago, in November, and I looked up when the Eddie trailer released, and I figured they would just mirror the dates, so I knew unfortunately it would be coming in late March to early April. We actually now have a fully confirmed date, which is March 31st. Still awful, still horrible. I don't understand how this game has been kept in largely the same state since May, and May honestly introduced new issues. It solved a lot of problems, but it also introduced new balance issues, and that's just me complaining, because at least we have a confirmed date. I have not played the game in months in an actual way. They go on first to talk about how the game has sold 3 million copies. It was, okay, the Tekken team does this thing where they just randomly will talk about other games or the way the community responds to them, and it sounds very sour. So halfway through the Tekken talk, Michael Murray was like, yo, we are not losers. We sold, shut up. We sold 3 million copies. We know that Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are doing better. Shut the hell up. But I'm not mad at more players. More players means more matches. It means more interactions. It means a more, I don't know, interesting game. Just a little bit of a bizarre way to start the Tekken talk. From that point, we head into the QVC section of the Tekken talk. Yes, sell me a skateboard, $200. This is, it's fine. It's more so just how the gaming scene looks now. Tekken is not dissimilar to a lot of its contemporaries for doing something like this. It is just such an old game that it is genuinely disorienting to see stuff like this. Moving on, we go into the Anna reveal. Let's make space for this. I played Anna in Tekken 6 and Tak 2 and also 7. When I saw that haircut, I creamed a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. She looks so good. The red coat, bizarre decision, but the red coat in concept looks good. I like the fur in concept. The under, what she's wearing under it is so good. She looks insane. I understand some people don't get the hair, but the hair is for me. They made that specifically. They made that avant-garde moment for me specifically. Her gameplay looks like a nightmare. We're gonna get into the heat engage into full crouch in a moment. But her redesign is insane. Her personality is really good. Her facial animations are super good. Her rage art looks great. She looks good. I'm not going to talk too much specifically about the gameplay because like we're not privy to a lot of the information just based off of a trailer. But the bazooka stance when she's like on the ground holding the bazooka, I wonder if that high crushes like Ling's AOP. That would be fucking just so hilarious. That design decision would just be like cherry on top. At the end of the trailer, they show not the rest of the characters for the season pass, but like their silhouette with a little question mark. Harada and Murray take the time to ask the audience if they're more interested in individual character reveals or all of the characters coming out. It seems like almost unilaterally everyone prefers all of the characters to be revealed and like no shit, especially if people are paying like $30 for this pass. You know how much $30 is? 3 plus 0. Do the math. Of course, if they meant this genuinely, then they would have like revealed the characters after everyone said that they wanted that, or they would have posted a poll previously, and then like when the Anna trailer came out, they would have edited it to either have all of the characters or not based on the results of the poll. It kind of seems like they were just like talking, you know? Of course, I would rather have all of the characters revealed. I understand that some people say that that diminishes hype, but I think that actually develops hype as people have time to theorize about move lists, outfits, character interactions. From a capitalistic perspective, there's like a possible parasocial relationship between that character and the community that you can exploit, especially because you're selling the character for money, you know what I mean? So it's kind of beneficial for everyone, but maybe I'm stupid. After that, they talk about heat engagers going into full crouch. Okay, so obviously this is going to be problematic with the advent of Anna, a character built around her full crouch mix. If you don't know, she has like launching mids, several, or she could do a launching low. So your options are get launched or get launched. I guess now, based off her trailer, now she has like an 11 frame counter hit while rising move that leads into a heat engager. Yes! This change seems like it's going to buff already good characters like Shiheen, Law, Yoshi, so on and so forth. Of course, we don't know how this is actually going to manifest in conjunction with the alleged 1500 changes in the balance update, but fundamentally, I don't understand. It was an issue in Season 1 that Shiheen could do his guard break from a heat engager. Like, that was a genuinely fucked up interaction. So instead of fixing that, Namco was just like, let's just let everyone do that now. Maybe as they were developing Anna, they realized that she couldn't do a lot with like the heat dash system. Okay, then you could have given her something like Lee's 1+2, right? I feel like that could still make sense with who the character is. But no one asked for this. So I love that they made that change. I adore that. From this point forward, it is mostly positive, which is a little bit of a shock. Namco. Are you flirting with me, Namco? So they're reducing chip. The example that they showed was a move that did 19 chip damage reduced to 15. So we could get on the developers and ask ourselves the question of like, who the fuck said that 19 chip damage was a good idea? That is over half of the damage that a throw does, just for free, just for free. But regardless, I'm happy that the chip is getting reduced. I think this will change a lot of interactions and inherently nerf some characters. So again, we'll have to see the balance update to see how they accommodate this. Characters like Leroy and Bears may struggle in an environment that's not chip damage dependent, but I don't give a fuck. Those characters suck, bro. I think God is a Tekken player because there's no other way other than divine intervention that this shit got changed. I'm about to cry. There are no more armored heat engagers. Oh my god. I'm so elated. I feel like this single change changes about a bunch of different characters. It'll be very interesting to see the new heat engagers that characters got, even though half of them have been spoiled already. The concept of not having a button that you can just throw out multiple times that can completely change the direction and momentum of a match is like game altering, especially in a game like Tekken 8 that is entirely based on momentum and aggression. So this is a great change. I think almost every single person agrees with this, even the characters that, well, even the players that play the characters that use these moves. This one is more Tekken nerd oriented. There is a sidestepping buff as you can now sidestep out of crouch. They also briefly mentioned a hitbox reduction. I think these two changes put together will make the game feel a lot less clippy. You know, I play Lily, so I'm going to say this from a Lily player's perspective. You know how when you like sidestep around a move and you get clipped by it and you're like, what the fuck? That feeling that you experience is felt by Lily players by like 200,000% more. Lily in game probably sidesteps every like 1 to 2 seconds, genuinely. So that causes so many more times when you can be clipped by moves, even if you're fully sidewalking. Like I don't. Sorry, I just re-triggered myself. I just re-traumatized myself. There's been multiple times where I'm standing actually fully behind a Jin and Kazuya and I still get hit by a hell sweep. Also, Kazuya's down back to 1+2, I think. That move where he punches you in the gut and then punches the ground. Also have been hit fully standing behind him by that move. This is similar to the armored heat engager situation. I think this is going to change so many interactions. It's like unforeseeable the amount of things this will change. They demonstrated like drags down 2 is not as strong anymore, and like thank you. This will also make things like Leo's down forward at 2+3 not as strong. Shaheen's sidestep 2 also included in that. Brian interactions, Lee interactions, like just off the top of my head. I also wonder, this is just a random side note, I wonder if Lily's going to be able to do glide cancel into the foreground. I doubt it, but it would be like really cool if you could do that. During a demonstration where they were showing Anna's butt bump, we saw that heat engagers are still +17. I'm gonna rip my hair out. I don't know what would be better because I don't think that you should get +17 off of landing like a 13 frame punish or something, but I also don't think you should get +15 or +10 or like even +7. I just disagree. And there's still things like Zafina's 10 frame punish, which leave you at -22. So this is more of like a system-wide issue that is truly exemplified by heat and +17 in your face. Guess. There are also a lot of changes to ranked. I'm going to kind of try to synopsize this in the best way that I can. So I want to start with a little exercise. What do any of these following words mean? Skill-based, fair point system, ensures long-term enjoyment. Right now, I feel like, especially by the ranked section of the Tekken Talk, there's just a lot of words being said and a lot of promises being made with no like actual, tangible way of achieving that. A lot of conjecture. Like, for example, they say like Tekken prowess, they say Tekken power. Oh my god. Tekken prowess is no longer used, right? Instead they say, oh, we use like skill-based matchmaking. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is skill in this case? I don't know what skill means. Does skill just mean rank? If skill just means rank, what is the point of having like the little, the radar chart with the stats of your defense and your aggression and so on and so forth? Because I still don't know what skill means. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that it's going based on rank because that would make the most amount of sense, and still Tekken players don't know what the fuck tenacity is or how to increase your tenacity score. So it takes your highest rank, right? But let's say I have 4 Tekken Kings and you have 1. My highest rank is Tekken King and your highest rank is also Tekken King. And if it's not taking our prowess, it's just taking that we're Tekken King. But me having 4 Tekken Kings probably means I'm like a different echelon of player. You know what I'm saying? So does it really like solve the original issue that it was trying to solve? It seems like it just moved the goalpost down and then the issue still exists. Obviously this might manifest differently in actual games, but just based off of what they described, that was kind of my initial interpretation. I love that they're willing to make changes to the rank system though, especially because it's like so bad. I honestly think every change that they've made since Tekken 8 came out to the rank system has been to the betterment of it. They also talk about main rank versus secondary rank. Now your secondary rank is generally brought up in comparison to how it was in Season 1. So let's say you're Tekken King on your main, your secondary in Season 1 would be like Flame Ruler, I think, Battle Ruler, somewhere in there. And now it would start at Fujin. I've heard people talk positively about this, but I actually don't like it. I think the tools that, like, for example, a Tekken King Kazuya would use are very different from the tools that a Tekken King Haorong would use. These are 2 different characters that require 2 different things, 2 different execution levels, 2 different game plans. And starting a Kazuya player who's only played Kazuya at Fujin with Haorong does not make any sense. Like, I know why they did it, but it's not... Like, I don't agree. I just don't agree. Again, this might end up manifesting differently because if it's taking your rank instead of your prowess, maybe you'll only go against like blue ranks that are going through blue the first time, like how you're going through blue the first time with that character. They also added same rank search, which I've been advocating for forever. I personally enjoy going against people that are my same rank because I feel like I learn the most from people that are like similarly skilled to me. Of course, I love getting into bouts with people who are much better. I love teaching people who are much worse. But like if I want actual competition, it serves me well to sit in the ranks that I actually am in. So it's always been frustrating to me that I have to pick like 3 ranks above or 2 ranks above or below. Like, I don't want to do that. They also adjusted rank point distribution. So now if you lose to someone who is much higher in rank than you don't lose a bajillion points. I don't know why that was in the game in the first place, if I'm being honest. They also have added 8 new ranks, which is awesome. There have been so many people that hit God of Destruction and then have just been there. So much so that they aimed for like, was it 999 points? Of course, the naming convention is horrible. Everybody talked about it. What the fuck is God of Destruction 8 or 7 or 4? They could have come up with like good names or like really corny names like God of the Universe, God of everything. Why did they not make King of the Iron Fist the highest rank? Like, that's just the very obvious one that they could have done, but there's so many cool names that they could have come up with. I also quickly want to go over the Ghost vs. Ghost portion. I think Ghost vs. Ghost is good, even if you don't use it. It's content for casual communities, and it gives you more ways to experiment and interact with the game. They even went so far to add aggressive and defensive modifiers to give the mode another layer of dimension. At the end of the day, just celebrate the good things that we get instead of complaining. Like, not everything is gonna be for you. Obviously, that's what makes like life rich in general. So acknowledge that and just be like, I'm glad y'all got something. That's awesome. Slay. Okay, now that I've gone through all of it, let's talk about the real issue with Season 2. We should have already had every single thing, every single positive thing that was mentioned, we should have had it already. Okay, I'm just gonna talk now for this part. I've been talking the whole time, but I had like bullet points. Now I'm not reading that shit anymore. This is a similar issue with paying for frame data in Tekken 7. Like, girl, what? Like, the fighting game community, the things that we're asked to be okay with is just insane. Could you imagine if in Marvel Rivals they had to pay to see what their abilities do? I'm not gonna clap after groveling for 20 fucking years because now we have frame data. You just have to pay $7 for it. Like, okay, let's go through the list. Reduced chip damage, that could have been added to the game so much earlier. Those are just number tweaks. They did it for some moves throughout the balance changes. I don't know why in May or when the game officially released they didn't drop the chip damage, because people have been complaining about the chip since the beta. No armored heat engagers. Again, this is something else that could have changed in May. Everyone was complaining about it. Everyone was cognizant of how problematic it was. The sidestepping buff. This has plagued Tekken for several installments of the game. No other 3D fighter has this issue. Yet we get it, and as a community, we rejoice. What the fuck are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? Heat engagers are still plus 17, so that they didn't even fix that. So the fucking, why was same rank search not originally? The 8 new ranks could have been added in May as well. It could have been added before the fucking game came out, because they decreased the amount of ranks they had. So they knew that people were artificially getting pushed up all the way through the yellow ranks, because you cannot lose points there. They knew people were artificially getting pushed up through blue, because that's when you get the win streak. Yet they still only put 30 ranks in the game, and they did not increase it. Even when there was congestion at God of Destruction and people are like, I've hit the max rank, I'm bored. They did not increase it. Ghost vs. Ghost is one of the many things in the long-running saga of stuff that they told us was coming months ago and then takes several more months to actually be implemented into the game. Online practice should have and was supposed to be there on release.
Yes.
Ghost vs. Ghost should have and was supposed to be there on release.
Yes.
This one is debatable, but making us pay for Anna is actually demonic. Having your first 5 DLC characters be fucking Eddie, Lydia, Heihachi, Clive Dai, and Anna. Who's next, Lei? You know what, in Tekken 9 we should actually pay for Kazuya and Jin, and it should be $28 per character, and when they play the trailer it should just be a black screen and you have to guess who it is, so that you just buy it and you just guess, because why reveal any of the characters at all? Right? I'm being a little cynical. I'm playing a little bit of a character. I'm having fun. I'm bouncing on it. I'm spinning on it. But I'm like being serious. All of these things they come from a real place. Why was none of that given to us earlier? When you couple that with the fact that none of the words that were actually really said at the Tekken Talk mean anything, I am cautiously, put that word in caps, optimistic. Put that word in lower caps. Because, baby, in the past 6 months, the Tekken team has disappointed like 40 individual times. So, while a lot of these changes may sound great, they might not actually be great. But I am super excited for Anna, that being said. Anna is the mother load. She is so... I'm not going to buy her on release, though. I don't recommend buying any piece of content for this game on release. Take some time, let it marinate, see what the community response is, make an educated and informed decision. But those are all my thoughts on Season 2. I would love to know what you guys are thinking. This is a very interesting time in Tekken 8 since we're in the off-season. A lot of people are taking time to develop their thoughts on Season 1, and the community is, just, it's the community. Okay, je t'aime, and I'll do.